Welcome to another episode of Watching Shoes. Watching shoes on feet. We have the Lebron 15s. Lebron 15s on feet. Really like this shoe. Very comfortable, and that zoom mirror that you see and there with the white lines, each of those means that the bounce is for real. A lot of bounce out of these shoes. No complaints with these shoes whatsoever. Really appreciate the leather pools on there. Just a very, very comfortable shoe. Basically a sock with shoe tread. And appropriately, it's got the crown from Polo Ralph Lauren as the sock. So you got the crown and the King James shoe. On the wrist, we have the Citizen Echo Drive, minute repeater, and perpetual calendar. I'll go ahead and give you all one of those beeps for the minute repeating. It's the favorite part of this watch for most people, including myself. Seven, 10. All right, and today we're going to talk about this holster. Extremely thick leather. A great way to start and building a holster. This is a belt loop and another belt loop on the other side there. You've got the graphite throughout. Really decided to make this a cool holster for the FN57. That's the side, that's the belt side. That will be on your waist. In Georgia, it's very legal to carry a firearm at all times, as long as it's not hidden or concealed, unless you go out and get a concealed permit, which allows you to carry concealed. But we've seen a lot of, well, not a lot, but we've seen several people get shot by the police with a concealed carry license. So I've been pulled over quite a few times just for being African American in the U.S., and I've had a bunch of different reactions to having a handgun. I can say this, in Georgia, most encounters have been professional. The law here is that it has to be in plain view. I read the law before I go in any state to figure out what is the rule and regulation for that state. So it's not a very difficult law. Make it in plain view, you're legal. The police have pulled me over, like I said, several times, and some asked me, do I have a weapon? My reply 99% of the time is yes, I do. They ask me where it's at, and I point to it, and they can see it, and I'm legal. I have had an incident where an officer went berserk when he saw I had a weapon. This was not the weapon. This is my favorite handgun, but this was not the weapon on that day. I was using a 40 caliber Smith & Wesson, and the officer was just lost his mind, completely lost his mind at the idea of an African American with a handgun. Like I said earlier, it's 100% legal for an African American to have a handgun. But for whatever reason, this officer got very, very agitated and tried to get me to have a confrontation with him by being as disrespectful toward me as humanly possible. But fortunately, being a child of God, on this occasion, that devil did not win because his partner was a professional. And his partner jumped in his face and asked him what in the hell is his problem. I guess his partner didn't realize that he's a racist. He's driving around with a racist. So this was his first opportunity to see that, wow, this is absurd. His behavior is just not logical. And I tell people all the time, racism is a byproduct of extreme illogic and ignorance combined. It's very illogical and it's extraordinarily ignorant. And in the US, they like to make out as if racism is a sign of superiority. It has never been. It's the exact opposite, an inferiority complex. But this inferiority complex was on full display for his partner to see. Like I said, it is legal. I had broken no laws, and the guy was trying to set me up to be shot. But his partner intervened and really jumped down his throat in front of me. I think his partner was shocked at the racism, that is, and it's embarrassing to their department, embarrassing to to his partner. They're riding around in the same car. So fortunately, on that occasion, that was resolved by his partner. His partner got in his face. They walked back to the car, arguing back and forth. I overheard several times his partner said that is not a crime. His gun is not a crime. He hasn't committed a crime. I was pulled over for no reason. Having a gun is not a crime. And they went on about their business. So I know a lot of people have a lot of different feelings about handguns, but handguns in the state that I live in the country that I live in, are legal. And you pretty much have to be a fool in this day and age to not be ready to return fire with all of the experience we've had with extraordinary levels of racism directed toward us. I think a lot of us are targeted knowing that the vast majority of us fear the ability to protect ourselves. But not this dude here. I have no problem swinging, and if it's elevated beyond me beating the brakes off someone physically, then I'm prepared with whatever they want to elevate the situation to. But yes, this is my favorite handgun. This is almost cheating at the gun range. As you can see there, it's the FNH USA F. What is that? 5.728. 5.728. I'm reading off of this area right here. 5.728. And the rounds in this thing look like they look like a rifle round in a war. You see the rounds in this thing. They are like, it's like cheating for the most part. 20 round clip. 5.728. But those rounds are not a joke. You see those things hit jugs of water on YouTube videos that people have made, and I mean, they barely make it out of one jug of water without exploding. So they are designed to do maximum damage upon hitting flesh. And I'm not aware of very many people who survive being hit with one of those. Not a bunch of them, one of them. So very, very lethal handgun. Excellent work out of Belgium. As I said before, the sight is like cheating. Kind of like a 223. It's almost like a laser coming out. Whatever you have that sight lined up on is where the hole ends up. And at the range, you end up going for lines on your target as opposed to target areas. The target area idea is like cheating. It's not fun with this. You make it a little harder. You go for the line on the circle as opposed to the circle. And that's when you can start to challenge yourself with the aim. Otherwise, kind of like my 223 rifle, and sniper rifle and my 223 what do you call that, mini 14. It's kind of cheating. It gets boring because it's so easy to hit whatever you're aiming at, and this is no different, but handgun fashion. Really cool piece, and I'm really excited about this leather, which I think is classy. And the graphite carbon fiber design, also pretty classy. This is a new addition. So a lot different with the watch and shoes today. Just checking out some cool items that I picked up recently. The handgun is not a new item. This one is just a new holder for it. And also, I almost forgot to mention the Ralph Lauren hanky for the COVID-19. Really cool colors on this. It reminds me of another scarf I have from them, which is enormous. This is a small one, but I have an enormous one with the same color blocking scheme, but they have sailboats on it. I picked up a few polo sport pieces with the same color blocking scheme. So don't know what's going on with me in this color scheme, but it really attracts my eye, and I've got some really cool pieces lately with this theme, with these same colors on them, and they should go together really nicely. All right, that's it for another episode of Watch and Shoes. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscriptions. Also, another favorite of mine, Jordan almonds. Very rarely will I buy them because they're always way too expensive, but these were on sale somewhere. You know I only mess with sales. And I also have this new jacket, blazer, that I picked up on somebody's clearance rack. And what I like really about it is the match between this blazer and this holster. I really think that's a classy holster. And if you see me walking around with a suit and a cool holster with a cool sidearm, you'll know you saw it first on Watch and Shoes. Thanks for the likes, thanks for the subscriptions. See you on the next video.